DJ D, baby.
This is a Mix Boss exclusive world premiere. Mix Bosses.
Hey all, this is DJ D. You are listening to Mix Bosses. We are here for Double D Entertainment, DJ D Radio, Wall to Wall Records, Chica Jeans, Club World 360, and Mix Bosses worldwide. But right about now, we actually have a very, very special artist on the line by the name of Ryan Leslie. How are you doing?
I'm great. I think it's really an honor to be able to talk to everybody before I get on my plane to come out and see y'all.
Definitely. We're so excited that you're coming down to tour with us in Sydney and Melbourne, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Sydney and Melbourne. I can't wait.
We are definitely very excited to have you down. What I want to do is just get a little bit more information about you. Now, there's probably not very many people out here that haven't heard your name before. Can I just confirm before we go too much further, Ryan Leslie, or do you prefer RLes?
Either one is fine. But the reason why I started going by Ryan Leslie is because I figured all the people who ended up having very successful movie careers after music, they went by their full name. So when you talk about Will Smith or Justin Timberlake, they don't use monikers. So I decided I could do the RLes, but we do Ryan Leslie because I have a very strong interest in film, and my next album is actually going to be based around the concept of a feature film.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. I do want to touch on that in a moment too, but just to backtrack a little bit, what I'd really love to know is how you got your break into the music scene.
Wow, I would say my real break happened in 2003 when I got an internship with Puff Daddy. And I worked like a dog for that year, and I produced probably 26 records that came out that year. And then probably 2 years after that, or a year and a half after that, I discovered a young artist by the name of Cassie, and wrote and produced her whole album. And one of the singles from that album, Me and You, shot to #1 in a lot of different countries. And once we finished that album cycle, she wanted to spend some time reevaluating and rediscovering herself as an artist, and I started focusing on my solo projects, and in 2009 released 2 albums, and I'm really excited about releasing this new one that's coming up right now.
Definitely. Now, it is going to be released soon, I've heard. This is your 3rd album release, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, beautiful. What can you tell us? Is there anything that you can sort of share with us?
It's a departure from my 2 albums that I dropped in 2009, in that it's a rap album. And I know a lot of people scratch their heads and say, well, Ryan, what are you doing a rap album for? And it's really just because the entire concept of the album is less is more. And the reason why I call it less is more is just that everyone's concept of who I am, or who I represented myself to be on the 2 albums that I released in 2009, everyone's concept of who I represented myself to be is really just a small window into my creative world. And as a creator, I really like to live beyond the restrictions of expectations, and so that's why this album is a rap album. And not only is it a rap album, it's also a visual album. So I've also taken on the responsibility of directing and editing all of the videos, and we've already shot 7 videos for this album, 4 of which have already been released online. So I'm super excited about what this is as a creative and artistic offering.
Definitely. No, hearing that it is a bit of a rap sort of related release, that gets me really, really excited too. So that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. What I wanted to just check in about as well, you obviously do have a lot of control, by the sounds of it, over the creative process of creating tracks, and by the sounds of it, videos now as well. Is there anything else that you look after in terms of songwriting and production and so on?
Well, the entire project, from the very inception and inspiration all the way through to execution, I'm extremely involved and very hands-on. So from the moment that I get an idea for a record to the writing, the production, the engineering, the mixing, the performing, the live performance, the concepting for the videos, the production of the videos, the directing of the videos, the editing of the videos, the social media strategy, the web development and mobile application development. I'm directly hands-on involved in every single aspect of that.
I love that. I think that's fantastic. And I'm sure that for you as an artist to be able to have that control must be awesome.
Yes, it is. And that's one of the reasons why in 2010 I bought myself out of my record contract so that I could enjoy this level of unrestricted creativity on every single one of these platforms.
Exactly. So we can safely say that what we see out there as RLS or Ryan Leslie is really the true you.
That's right.
I love that. Okay, so I have noted as well that you've done so many awesome collabos with some pretty amazing artists out there as well. I mean, the likes of, just going off memory, Fabulous Buster, you mentioned Cassie, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Swizz Beatz, Jadakiss, Kerry Hilson, and I'm sure the list goes on from there too. Do you have, just out of curiosity, a favorite collaboration that you've done in the past?
Well, I would have to say that Fab's record, You Be Killing Them, was really one of my favorites. Not only because I really love that record and I love that track and the instrumental, but just because it was such an incredible response. And, you know, it wasn't the standard, very sort of electro pop, which is dominating radio these days. It was just really just a very straight ahead hip hop record. And, the way that people responded to it in clubs and the way that people respond in a live show is really one of those feelings that puts that record at the top of my list. One of my favorite collaborations.
I love that. That's great. And just so we know as well, I've always been curious, who are some of your musical influences?
Well, my musical influences really are pretty disparate. I mostly love singer-songwriters, people that can sit at a piano and write songs. So Billy Joel, Elton John, Stevie Wonder, John Lennon, and then, you know, everything continues. Teddy Pendergrass, Lamont Dozier, you know, the whole Philly International Sound, Gamble and Huff. The list goes on and on. Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones. I mean, just so many. Hendrix. So many that inspire and excite me musically.
Definitely. I think it's good, and I think it kind of needs to be disparate to be able to get your own flavour, and there definitely is a Ryan Leslie sound out there that we all know and love.
Thanks.
Okay, so could I get a little bit more info as well? What can you tell us about the Next Selection Lifestyle Group?
Well, I mean, currently it's all systems are fully loaded and locked on this next release because this is really the flagship release of the entrepreneurial company that I built. Like I said, starting in 2003 when I moved to New York. But really, the Next Selection Lifestyle Group is mostly a mentorship opportunity. I've taken under my wing probably 7 to 10 creative young professionals who are now all doing incredible projects in various different fields, from social media to film to music to technology. And you know, really we're like an incubator for up and coming talent, not strictly musical talent, but just talent in terms of creative and social advertising and marketing and branding as well.
Beautiful. Sounds fantastic. Do you have any shout outs that you want to give before we wrap up?
Man, I think I said it best. I put together a promo specifically for this trip. It's called Rain in Australia. It's on my YouTube channel. And you can check it at ryanleslie.com in the appearances section. But I mean, you know, I said, looking out at my city, I can't help but wonder how I made it to the top and kept from going under. I'm eating every day, still I got that hunger. Play these keys, wear these shades, word to Stevie Wonder. I started from the bottom, not a pot to piss, and now I'm applauded. I outsmarted the competition, and being rich was a byproduct and not the mission. No, my ticket price is high, it costs a lot to listen. The 25th, I'm at the Metro Theater in Sydney. I'm not coming out alone, I got my homies with me. I got my homies with me. You see the way we move under sparkler's light. What's worse on these Aussie girls, the bark or the bite? I'ma find out. Melbourne or the Lumbra. Finna taste it for myself. I'm going down under, and you can't help the way you scream. I'm bringing the thunder. I'm bringing the thunder. We gonna make it rain in Australia. So that's what I'm looking forward to do. And if there's any other shout out that I would want to make, I'm gonna do it live at my shows. So I'm hoping that everybody, go take in the videos. Everything's right there for your listening pleasure at RyanLeslie.com, and I want everybody to sing along and have a good time, because we're gonna have an amazing night of music and revelry and partying and after partying and everything that's awesome about entertainment and music. That's what we want to bring when we come.
Definitely, and we're all really excited and looking forward to it. So this Friday night, Ryan Leslie live at the Metro Theatre. You don't want to miss this one. And Melbourne, you're hitting that on the Saturday, is it?
Sunday, Melbourne at Alumbra. That's right.
Beautiful. Okay, peeps, if you haven't got your tickets yet, you really want to do that. It's going to be off the hook. Thank you so much for your time, Ryan.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to get at me, I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/Ryan Leslie, facebook.com/Ryan Leslie, Instagram.com. Well, I'm Ryan Leslie on Instagram, and on YouTube it's Ryan Leslie TV. So definitely feel free to follow. Let's have a dialogue, because I do crazy things actually with my fans. I've actually invited them to the studio. I've bought iPods. I've invited them to dinner. So I really look at it as an extended family, especially being indie. I have a direct line of communication with my audience. So yeah, get at me.
Beautiful. Let's do it. Let's drop a little bit more Ryan Leslie right about now, and stay tuned. We're going to be giving away a double pass to the Friday Sydney concert. So stay tuned for that. This is Dee signing out with the one and only
Ryan Leslie.
You know it, Mix Bosses, baby.
This is Ryan Leslie, and you're listening and tuned in to my girl, DJ D, and we rocking with the Mix Bosses. Let's go.
This is a Mix Boss exclusive.